A lot accomplished with your help, and I think the church is really moving forward now. We're having some, the God's been blessed us so much, and we need to remember to always thank Him for blessing us for what He's done to our church. We'll start the meeting now. Pastor, would you like to give your report, please, just a little bit?
It's all right down here, right? I have a pastor's report in what you have in front of you in your hand. I'm not going to rehearse what's in there. You need to read it yourself, and so I'm just going to make a few comments. I appreciate the support of you people for me as a pastor. You've been kind and good, generous, and I really appreciate that. I sense a fairly good feeling in the church. And so, thanks to you. 2 or 3 Sundays ago, I said something in church, and I heard rumors that I was resigning because of what I said. Well, whatever I said, you don't take a Dutchman for what he said, for what he means. I have no intention of resigning. My thoughts were, I'm here as long as God wants me to be here. As long as you want me to be here, I'm here, and I want to do my job right and well. But let me say this about the young man, Andrew Elliott. He's going to be with us on the 15th. Let me give you my take on it, as I understand it. He's been invited to come again, and another gentleman from Frontier School will be with him, Bill Bagley, and Bill is coming along to look at our church because Andrew wants a place where he can get credit for a year towards his degree in graduation. And Bill will explain what's involved in that for the young men who are going into the ministry from that school. They need to spend several months in a church watching the pastor, and the pastor being a mentor. And so Andrew is looking at our church to do that, to being serving an internship. This does not mean he's coming to be the pastor. That needs to be clarified, because I think many of you thought, well, they're going to come and invite him to be the pastor. That is not the case. So he's going to be under my ministry. He'll watch me go to the hospital, like I've gone to the hospital 4 times this week. He's going to follow me along. I'm going to teach him. If he doesn't know how to preach, I'm not sure I can teach him how to preach. But he's going to watch me. And I'm going to do my best to train him in some things about the ministry, hopefully receiving members into the church, baptizing people, all of those things. It was a great help to me before I took my first church. I spent 1.5 years in the church. I was 25 years old, and I went with the pastor everywhere. When he did home calls, I went with him. He taught me how to lead people to Christ. He taught me, he didn't teach me how to baptize people. I watched him. But I learned far more from him than I realized, because I led the choir, I taught the youth group. I learned a great deal from that particular pastor. And so that, if Andrew actually comes to serve an internship, that's what he's going to do. He's going to watch me and follow me, and we'll have prayer together, and we'll have time together. But I wanted to make clear to the congregation, as far as my understanding is concerned, the congregation would be responsible to invite him to be their pastor if you're interested in it. If you're not, you say no to him. It's a decision of the congregation. I wonder if I've said enough. Do you have any questions from me? Because that's the pastor's report. I guess not. That's it.
Thank you, Pastor. I'd like to say, if you have any questions about that instance, please just talk to one of the board members and we can explain it further if you don't want to talk now. We'll start with our business meeting now. And you all have the minutes of the last meeting. And Cindy is our secretary, and she's been doing a great job for us. And any questions that you have about that, please direct it to her, and she'll try to answer them for you. No questions? I'll entertain a motion that we accept the secretary's report.
I make a motion.
I'll second.
Who seconded? Chuck. It's been moved and seconded that we accept the minutes from the last meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to the treasurer's report, and Jackie's taking care of that, and Jackie's done a great job with that too. There's a lot of money running through and all the time, and a lot of accounts, and she keeps track of it all for us. So.
Testing. There we go. First of all, I would like to thank some people. Barbara in the office. She makes my job really easy. So she has a limited time in the office, but she gets a lot done. So I think we need to thank her for her hard work, and also our trustees, Dick and Richard and Rick and Daphne's here too, and Chuck and everybody who. You know, people don't realize what goes in behind the scenes, and these guys are here all the time. So I just want to thank them for their hard work. So back to the treasurer's report on the profit and loss statement. On the second page, it's like, oh my gosh, we lost $14,000. But that, if you read the paragraph below, it explains this over 50,000 of the roof fund was made and accounted for in 2013. But it wasn't paid out until the March of this year, or 14. So if we take that into account, we actually had a net increase of $36,057.08, and it's been a great year. And thank you guys so much for your donations. We couldn't do it without you. We are so blessed. So do you have any questions on this part?
And any questions? Comments? I'll entertain a motion that we accept the treasurer's report.
So moved.
Phil. Second?
Second.
Okay. Been moved and seconded that we accept the treasurer's report from last year. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now the 2015 budget. It's on there's no page numbers, but it's just like this. It's got lines in it.
Okay. You can see we upped the salaries quite a bit from what we actually paid in 2014, but we built some in for behind our associate pastor to help Pastor Schultz, that we have money budgeted for that. So that's why that's such a great big increase. What else? Again, you look at the roof or the repair bill. Repairs from that 2014 actual were really high, but that included the roof. So if you take that into consideration, we're kind of where we are average every year. So we've had deposits into all of our accounts. The donations this year was $194,001.17. Thank you guys so much for your generous donations. We couldn't do it and keep this church going without you. So are there any questions?
Any questions on the proposed budget? I'd like to echo that comment that Jackie said too. We appreciate everything that the congregation has did for this church. We really did get a lot of things accomplished last year. And we hope to have a brighter future next year. And with God's help, we will. Okay, I'll entertain a motion that we accept the budget for 2015. Hey, Herman. Second? Rick? All those in favor signify by saying, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries for the budget. We'll have the trustees report now.
Is this when we get the hassle?
Exactly.
No. You cannot speak.
Sorry, Ricky, you don't have a microphone.
Everybody looked this over and seen the things that we have gone through the past year and what we have done. There's been a few other smaller things, but I think I hit the highlights of what has been going on. We have one thing hanging fire. Well, I guess we got more than one with the broken letters on the sign out here, and that'll be replaced when the weather straightens up. We have got approval to replace these old tables we used out here for the noodles and whatever we need, you know, that we've been approved by the board to replace them. We just haven't got it done yet. So that'll double the amount of new tables we got. They're a lot easier to handle and cleaner and safer. And the painting inside is underway as we speak. We had this set up to seal the cracks and everything in the parking lot, but the weather turned bad before they got to it. I don't know whether they could, if we had a nice week, if they could do that. And Herman, he's got this outfit lined up, but they've been very busy, so we have a nice week. Sometime maybe they'll get that thing where they just seal the cracks. It was so expensive we couldn't do it all. But if we get the cracks sealed, and maybe in the next year or two we can have the whole parking lot seal coated. Or maybe do half of it and do other half the following year. We'll just play that part by ear. And we do have some new projects on the west side. Remove those 5 trees out there because they're pushing the sidewalk up, and then we'll have to replace the sidewalk out there too. The sign out front is getting in pretty bad shape, so we're gonna get on it this next year and see what we can get done. And this ductwork that we were having so much trouble with hot in here last summer, and the one outfit we had, they never came through to re-engineer that or anything, so we've got a new company that has worked on the boiler, and I'm really pleased with what they've done and what they've gone through. And also on the upstairs second floor on the west side, that new addition, where that air conditioner up there has a heating unit in it, and the heating unit went out. So the same outfit has some good guys. As Chris, he was out here. He found that the Yellow Jackets or something had sealed up that motor in there, and it burned up. So I haven't seen a bill on it, but that has been repaired and replaced, so the heat should be good up there. And also, he has worked on this one back here. that I know of.